Alright, so here's the game I played against 4 PC players at something like 1:30 in the morning last night when all the tryhards were playing, you know, to get a win before they go to bed. And there was just so much good learning experiences in this game. It's a good game on both sides, I think. So I gotta just show it out. So I'm gonna talk. This is terrible, huh?
Our
Should be
time
here.
has
I
come
don't even
to
know.
claim their world.
So that
Close?
was me.
Way too close, huh? Where are they? Down there, you think?
Several pieces of
So
the map
I
are
was
hidden nearby.
about
contain
to
the
turn
secret
my
of our
mic on. Well, I did,
banishment
as you
from
heard,
this world.
and I was
The
talking in the
humans
game,
must
and I was
not
going
find
to
them.
talk through this game. But as you'll see in a minute here, I decided to just take the mic off and just play the game. So I'll talk a little bit over the game here and there. I'm just gonna pause it here real quick, as you'll see, just to turn my mic off. There we go. Okay, so now it's just gonna be me talking over the gameplay. So, yeah, finding them. So all the basic stuff of how to play, right? Going to find them immediately. Leveling up. Level 3 is what we want to get ASAP, so we can get basic portal and start getting value out of actually attacking instead of setting up traps. So right now I'm prioritizing setting up traps just to get to level 3. And man, there are some really big things that I don't see demon players doing that you'll see me do and I'll address and talk about throughout this game. But there's still a lot that can still be done. But this patch has been really cool. So here's Cheryl alone. I'm level 3. I'm going to go attack her immediately. I'm pretty sure I power possessed that. I did. And you can tell because there's like a little red mist around me. So that was definitely meant to be a running heavy, which is kind of the best way to engage in my opinion. So I'm just doing as many single hits as I can because she can just keep walking away and I won't be able to corner her. Obviously, it's out in the open. And you can only combo so much. So here I'm pretty much useless. I'll probably blow up in a sec. Yeah. So general rule about the basics. Do I shoot? Okay, good.
I'm not doing this.
Alright, just wasting ammo it looks like. Yeah. A general thing about basic units for Puppeteer. Very important because seconds really matters in the last 2 minutes. Every time you're about to die, or usually if you just get your balance bar broken because that means you're gonna die, you want to self-detonate and immediately unpossess. You don't need to wait for the self-detonation to finish or anything like that. All that extra time matters. So you'll see me doing that a lot throughout, and that's why. Because as soon as you press the self-detonate, you can unpossess and keep doing what you're doing, and it'll blow up on its own. So here I'm going for Cheryl. I'm level 5. These guys are responsible enough that they can go do what they need to do. Most likely one of them is getting the pages, probably Henry. Cheryl is just going somewhere to loot, and I'm not sure where the other 2 are. And as you can see from the skill points, basic portal and possession, prioritizing those 2. And then you get 1 extra for infernal energy before 10, and then everything else after that is going to be either basic portal, possession, or boss. So I have full energy. I don't remember what I do here. Okay, so I could possess her just to waste ammo. Okay, and then I'm probably going to jump her. Alright, that's one way to engage. I could have probably just immediately thrown out a power possession. Okay, well I did get all her ammo out. Okay, so that's another little thing I did there that was really subtle. I unpossessed her while I was still walking before waiting for my energy to run out. So obviously, unpossess people before your energy runs out if you don't need to. But I didn't stop moving. And that's important because usually if they stop moving and they unpossess, you can tell that they still have energy. But if you do it while they're walking or something, especially if you walk into a trap, they get caught off guard that you just unpossessed them. Usually if you just stop walking and then unpossess, they're more ready. And here I could have probably played that a little better. I definitely could have played that a little better. But I probably wouldn't have gotten her because there were so many cars around. I mean, that's hard to say.
The map is a step closer to completion.
But I think we both could have played that a little better.
Try dismemberment.
So I guess Henry or whoever is getting those map pieces. Here's Scotty just looting. And this is pretty much how the game can look with people that just know how to take care of themselves. I can't really do anything about the car. I can theoretically end up killing Cheryl, but it'll take so long. And I could spend all that time, and then someone just comes and helps her out, and then I've wasted all that time. So even though I could probably have killed her, and I definitely could have done more damage that I should have done, I just made some misplays. Usually you're not even really guaranteed to get a kill there, because if Scotty, who was pretty nearby, just comes to her rescue, then you just wasted all that time trying to kill somebody, and all you got was some damage on one person. So that's going to get healed by one chance, right? So you have to be careful sometimes how you spend that time. So again, there I unpossessed him as I ran over the trap, so he was a little unprepared. So nothing else I can do there with Scotty. No point in trying to 1v1 Scotty. He seems extremely strong right now. So I could 1v1 Henry. Let me see if I do actually do what the things I need to do. Was that a power possession? It was. Okay. So I should... Okay, he used his ability. I dodge and I run away. Because that's all you gotta do. And then you wait it out, 7 or so seconds. He'll attack that one, and then you go back in. Miss with that. Running heavy into a light is too far away. Running heavy is the fastest though, and you can keep chaining that forever. And now here he makes a mistake. He thinks he could just stand there and get inside the car. But you gotta go around. He can't do this. Misplay by him. Funny enough, I play with some friends that do that. Okay, so right there, I did something that I don't see people doing enough. You could... I literally just learned this the other day. And I have never seen or heard anybody talk about this before. You could lay traps. Manual traps. Okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, I teabag her a little bit. I'm not sure why. Did she teabag me before? She probably did.
They are not stopped.
Easy scare here. Hold on, I'll get back to the... So I should be able to prevent her from going in the car here. Heavy, light, light. That's my mistake right there. Yeah, that heavy, I should have done that. Otherwise, I should have been able to prevent her from getting in that car. Okay, so when you're about to place a basic or an elite portal down, you have two options. You can place it down and immediately the unit comes out. I think I meant to possess her there. So here's a neat way to flip cars. That simple. It really helps to get on a hill. Because if you're not on a hill, you really need some help, like a rock or something. I'm pretty sure you can't just do it on a flat surface, but you just kind of hold back in a direction. And sometimes it helps also if you like press the other direction hard, and like it kind of stops the momentum and it flips over. All right, so there I was just a barely little late, and here I'm trying to possess, but I can't reach. So, anyways, you could. Level 11 we max out basic portal, and then we put into possession everything that we can, and then we put everything into boss that we can. We get one in elite, one is time for objectives, like right now, so that we have more bodies on the objective. So anyways, yeah, placing basic portals or elite portals as a trap is really good. And I was also a little skeptical. Ooh, that was so well done. let me finish the basic portal idea, right? But basically, setting them as a trap takes the cooldown away. So, see, I have 2 cooldowns of, or I should say 2 charges of basic portal available right now. If you use the basic portal as a trap, it'll use a charge. And you can't use more than 1 trap at a time. So you can set down a trap and then use 2. This is kind of funny. I tried to flip that, but I couldn't. And then I noticed it was kind of suspended, so I just left it there. They weren't going to go back for it anyway, so I didn't want to spend too much time. Right? You're always bouncing from one thing to another. You don't want to really spend too much time doing one thing. So yeah, you can have a portal. You can have both the traps set and have the cooldowns ready. So you could technically have 3 basic portals and 2 elites all go down at the same time. Right? Not literally all of them, but you get the idea. So you'll see me do that a lot more. But it's a pretty big thing. Right there I did it. I just set a elite trap. Notice the elite didn't come out, but my charge went down. There I actually summoned the portal, and I bossed because I thought I could 1v1 him, which I can, but I didn't realize how close the others were. So bossing here was kind of a mistake on my part. Heavy attack does great AoE. Although they barely take any damage because they're all warriors, of course. Okay, so boss doesn't really get much done. So on here, it's really important to just keep jumping from unit to unit, obviously. And kind of targeting people that you think will make good fear possessions. This guy, I know he has a gun, so I wanted to get his fear up. Plus, he was also like the closest person. Blow up and immediately unpossess. I possessed somebody while he was there. I didn't want to use a charge because I didn't have 2 yet. And you don't want to sit on 2, so I probably should have summoned instead of grabbing that guy there. So that was slight misplay. Okay, summon a couple stuff, possessed. Okay, I'm more focused on just wasting ammo. Ooh, I did not see him come out there. So yeah, 3 warriors and a Cheryl. It's hard to really get any value out of possession, right? Because they're all going to be meleeing, and in order to melee one, they're going to melee you back. So, and they're all good at it. So, you really can't get a kill. So you do as much as you can. You drain resources. You are getting a lot of value with the shemps they have to use and some ammo. But also, and probably most importantly, you're still leveling up, right? At level 20, you want to have, I didn't know if I had it there or not, but at level 20, you want to have boss and possession maxed out. And the thing is, both of their level 5 isn't available until 20. So at level 19, you want to save 1. And then at level 20, you should have 2 skill points so you can max both of those out at the same time. And then, once you're level 20, you'll have basic portal maxed out, possession maxed out, boss maxed out. And then I get 1 on elite and the rest on infernal energy, as you see right there. Because I think having that bigger pool matters later on. Plus, the earlier you get to that regen over time, I just think it's better. The elites are just so bad that it really doesn't make too much of a difference. Let's see what I do here. I tried to flip it for sure, but I couldn't. So just buying time pretty much. They're between objectives. I got 1 scare there. And also, you know, like, I see people get a lot of skill points. Not a lot, but they put skill points in. I saw I didn't have my hands. There's nothing else you could do. You don't want to waste time, so just blow up and get out. People put skill points for Puppeteer in the scare move and the scare fear increase. And I just think it's so bad. That move, you barely use it, and even with the additional 20-second cooldown, their fear isn't really what's going to win you the game. I mean, it can sometimes, but it's just not worth it. Compared to the Deadeye explosion range, which you'll see at the very end makes a lot of difference. Here I make a big misplay. See, I should... Oh, I know why I did that. I didn't have my power possess ready. So actually, this wasn't the best play. This is probably the second best play. I should have tried to just get some more energy, as I can see right there, and then gone for a basic portal plus possession. I didn't want to wait. I don't think 15 seconds would have been enough because there are 2 cars around there. She would have, or I guess 1 car, but she could outlive a regular possession, and then I would have been stuck with no energy. So I needed to have gotten more energy there, and since I didn't, and I didn't want her to leave, I just possessed her and wasted her ammo. So, an okay play there. And now here, 2 people. I have boss. I should be able to kill them. I am a little scared of Scotty though. That just did 400 damage. That second ability. Oh man, I wasted time there. That was really bad by me. I should have attacked again. And there was obviously another... Okay, I could have definitely killed him here. I can't use... Oh, yeah. So, like 0.1, 0.2 seconds from getting hit by that lightning. Probably my last attack. That did like 460 something damage. I could have played that much better. I definitely should have gotten a knock. It wouldn't have won the game or anything, but I would have gotten another knock, and that would have been good. You know, it would have been another level or 2 ahead. Charles shows up at the end there. I mean, potentially I could have won there, but they also made a lot of mistakes, so it kind of balances out. So, okay, second objective. They're doing fairly well. Henry's got a ton of shield. He's maxed out his shield. I'm sure they've all gotten a lot of pink Fs by now. They looted a ton in the early game. It's been almost 18 minutes. So, what am I thinking right now? I don't even remember.
The lost pages have been
They all have a lot of fear, but
living.
possessing doesn't really do too much, as we've already seen, and even on paper, possessing 3 warriors isn't going to do too much. So I do want to use my... I don't know if I meant to possess her here, but at the very least I get to waste ammo. Waste ammo. Oh, 2 missed. That was pretty bad. Ooh, really bad. Okay, well, that wasn't going to do much anyways. Cheryl is not very great with the ranged weapons. It's more valuable just to get rid of the ammo so she's more defenseless. So, objectives always, I throw out my traps immediately. I set a elite trap there, as you see, and I set a basic trap. You set them up earlier, that way your cooldown starts again. And I'm just kind of buying time here. I just want to wait till my cooldowns are ready again so that you can swarm them with stuff. So possessing survivors doesn't cost any abilities or cooldowns or anything, so you can do that for free, right? And your energy goes up a ton. So now I'm kind of ready to do a quote-unquote big attack. I summon one there, and I boss here so that they can run towards it, and look how huge that is. Why aren't demons doing that more? Like, there's no reason not to, other than you're too slow, right? Because if you were quick enough, you would be able to set up all those traps and then use your portals plus everything else. So demons need to be doing that more often. And then it's just chaos for a while until they clean everything up, and then it slows down a lot more. But you have a lot of cooldowns because you basically have one of each extra. So now they've basically cleaned up. You pretty much ran out of steam at this point, and you know, their comp is hard to kill anybody. You need to get close range, so there's only so much you can do. Here's the horror. Arguably, you could say I could have done that one more time, but you know, with all those skill points, what's that gonna really do? And they're close to the dark one, so that's a little bit favorable RNG for them there, but that's okay. It's that kind of stuff I don't really think about too much because it balances out sort of, right, on average. So at this point, I might pause it for a second here. Actually, I'll just let it play. At this point, okay, there is a best way to play the dark ones, and I again don't see demons doing this. And if there are, maybe I just haven't seen it. Sure, but you need to be using these traps. First thing I do, I come here and I set up these basic and elite traps right here. That was the basic, that was the elite. On the opposite side that I expect them to come from. And then I set up the traps around the area, and then I just go find them to stall more time, to stall and buy more time so that I can level up more and you know, just do more damage to them. But don't overcommit really, because dark ones die very quickly once they get on top of it. So right now this is just me stalling. I got a car, I was trying to flip it, couldn't flip it. I'm just going to drive it off but not spend too much time. They actually killed it there. I don't have any energy because they just killed my car. I had all the energy, so now they're all heading towards it. They're good enough to know that they need to bring vehicles here, because if it does turn into a situation where they need to just survive, they can just use the vehicles to drive around forever. So they all pull up in their vehicles. Now, I'm getting energy here. I'm trying to think about where I want to drop the basics, what I want to do while they're dealing with that. Possess this guy because he's on the corner, but immediately they deal with it. So, really not too much value to get. Even if they didn't immediately deal with this, I'm not going to do that much damage with the shotgun, and they're going to eventually catch up to me. Plus, they have guns as well. So, possessing, not too much value, but in general, possessing on the dark ones is huge because you're basically taking out two people, right? You're cutting halving the damage that they're doing. So it's very good to possess when they're on the dark ones. Plus, you want to keep all your cooldowns. Notice I haven't used any of my cooldowns, especially when it's the last bar. When it's the last bar, I make sure I have all my cooldowns and I have max energy. 96 for a basic plus 120. That's a little over 200. You want to have a little over 200 because you're going to throw down a basic and immediately boss like I did right there. So as soon as you can, as soon as the dark ones are dead, you boss, you throw down your basic. This is how I do it. And you just start killing the book. Move around a little bit so that their heavy attack doesn't hit you immediately. Only heavy attacks here because it's going to hit everything and it leaves you a little less susceptible. As you can see, I'm getting off several heavy attacks, whereas if I probably did one more light combo, I would have died. Use the heavy on cooldown, and here's where, even though I had a cooldown for my basic, I didn't use it because you're gonna run out of steam. And this was such a big mistake. I power possessed an elite. Such a big mistake. Possess, running heavy just to connect, but technically, a walking heavy is better because it hits twice, but sometimes you don't get there in time, so you have to really measure that out and judge that for yourself. So I'll throw one portal in one direction and then a basic behind, so you get more hits into it while they deal with the other portal. And see that little range I get knocked back? That's where the explosion range matters, whereas if I didn't have that, I might have gotten knocked too far back and my explosion wouldn't have dealt damage to the book. So now it's really grab somebody, start hitting the book, blow up immediately, unpossess, and repeat. And use your abilities when they're off cooldown. Or I should say portals. There's a terrible mistake. You do not want to attack survivors. Every attack should be towards the book. Here also, really good play by them. They all literally blocked me so I couldn't even touch the book. Here I get some more damage. Heavy attacks only, because it hits twice, basically just 100% better. Basic, you can see me spamming my first ability. I did that pretty okay. Heavies again. Heavies again. I don't have enough time for another heavy, so I use a light attack. Oh man. Oh. So good. Man, that was such a satisfying game. And that's how you play the dark ones. People need to learn how to play the dark ones. Too many people just lose as survivors because they because survivors will just run around in the car and the demon will think that they can kill everybody, but you almost can never kill everybody against a good team, because they'll bring cars, and then you're gonna have to, if you decide that killing everybody is the better play, you need to make sure that the cars are not there, because if you leave them there, you're never going to kill everybody. So yeah, that's how you kill the book. I'm pretty much just trying to clear up some mistakes, get some a little better end game. But yeah, that was a pretty good team. That's how you kind of still win against them. You can see I made a lot of mistakes, but if you just kind of just stick to the game plan, and they make some mistakes as well. But that's kind of how I think this game is looking right now. Because survivors are going to be too hard to kill, and you're going to need to have a way to break the book, and that's how I do it. So that was a fun game. Let me know what you guys think, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to keep having some more fun with Puppeteer. I might try Necromancer, but Puppeteer is just so much more fun. Alright, that's the video.